Okay, hello. Welcome back to another High Tide Imbibe. And we are going to be looking at something from Big Spruce Brewing. I'm not sure if I've actually done any of their beers yet I've done the Serial Killer Oatmeal Stout in this review series that I do now. But I don't think I did any of the other stuff as far as I know. Didn't go back to check out. But we're going to be doing their... I should hold it up here so you can at least see it a little bit. And this is the Big Spruce Brewing Company's Kitchen Party Pale Ale. There you go. All their cans are pretty much the same. They just sort of change up the color of the font or the can itself, or the text in the can itself. And I like the simplicity of their cans. Very minimalist, very nice. And they have a little bit of a scratchiness there you can do on the tree, on the spruce tree. I'm trying to think of the term in my brain right now, and it's not working. Great. And I also bit my tongue earlier, so doing real good tonight. Anyway, so these guys are out of Cape Breton, the little island part of Nova Scotia, basically. And here we go. Explore beers. And this does take a bit to load. And it came up in another thing, so we'll share the screen for the new tab. Share. There we go. So they got a nice little selection of stuff going on here. They got the Serial Killer Oatmeal Stout, which is pretty excellent. Looks like they got a limited edition one in Glenora whiskey barrels. The Tagurit IPA, the Kitchen Party, which we'll be doing here momentarily. Their regular oatmeal, Serial Killer Oatmeal Stout. They got their Conniption Fit Golden Ale. They got a Haze Bro beer, like everybody does. Their New England Pale, 100 Cape Breton Wild Ale, Tim's IPA, and they got a hard seltzer, a couple hard seltzers. They got a sour, Raspberry Wild Ale Sour. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, but they got a Mosaic Double IPA. Brobdingian. I have no idea. It's got to be some sort of Cape Breton thing. From Nova Scotia of Love, Harpoon Brewing Collaboration, Whiskey Barrel Aged Abbey Ale. Wow, okay. A lot of this stuff does not show up in my NSLC. St. James Glenora Whiskey Aged Fruitcake Stout. A Marzen Grace, German Marzen Beer Lager. Something sophisticated, bottle condition, cold fermented Saison with Brett. Rasputin Russian Imperial Stout, which is one I definitely want to try at some point. They got a couple different versions of that. Put Me in Kolsch. Okay. Worst song ever written. More. Jesus, they got a lot of their Rasputin things there. And they got a cognac barrel aged barley wine. Holy shit. Where are they hiding all this stuff? It's probably all at their brewery. And a bunch of swag, of course. Alright. So we'll close that down. Take a look at it here. So 5.6% alcohol by volume, and they nicely list the hops here. The four C's of hops. The Chinook, the Centennial, the Cascade, and the Citra. And of course they got yeast. Organic barley. All the beers are organic. Water. And yeah, they say here, Big Spruce Brewing is Atlantic Canada's first organic on-farm craft brewery and hop yard. We craft unfiltered, unpasteurized, unbelievably good beer. And this is dry hopped. And they say it pairs well with fiddles and foot stomps, Salante. And that is, in reference to the name of this, Kitchen Party, if you're not familiar, it's kind of a Nova Scotian tradition, but it's much more a Cape Breton sort of tradition. Cape Breton kitchen party. Just has to do with how the culture is slightly different in Cape Breton. Their weather is generally the worst in Nova Scotia. They generally get the real brunt of winter storms and just thunderstorms and shit like that, and just bad weather all around. So what do? You don't have a party out in a patio deck. You have a party in the kitchen. Everyone in the kitchen with fiddles, drinking beer. If you're around my age, then this is probably something your fathers and your uncles and your aunts and such and your mothers would engage in. And it would be, it would be, in a lot of cases, it would be someone has a fiddle. They're playing some, Celtic tunes, Celtic folk tunes, sometimes Celtic rock tunes, drinking beers and having a good time. Probably smoking up a chimney as well. And I mean, it's still kind of a thing that happens. Nova Scotia also, in general, just gets pretty bad weather at the winter sometimes, at least we used to. And you spend a lot of time inside. So there you go. Kitchen party. And we will open this now and see what we think. So pour this. That's really great. Why just pour half of it out of the glass? That'd just be perfect. All right. So like I said, it's what? Cascade, Chinook, Centennial, and Citra. Yes. Oh, we got Joe. The Beer Patrol says, "Love you, Lee. Cheers, brother. Cheers to you, sir. Love you as well. Miss seeing you around. Hope everything is going well." So we're expecting kind of the full gambit as far as the sort of hop flavors and aromas going here, because you got those 4 C's. Again, like I said, Chinook, Centennial, Cascade, and Citra. You're basically touching on pretty much a little bit of everything. A lot of citrus, probably pine. I can't remember the last time I had this, so I can't even really remember what the fuck it tastes like. And I think the last time I had it was the first time I had it, and I was probably already pretty drunk by the time I had gotten into this one. So wasn't even really tasting it at that point. I'll go to the aroma here. Okay, so the aroma is kind of a light tangerine kind of smell. Maybe a little bit of underlying pine. It's not super intrusive. It's not big. Very casual, very laid back kind of aroma. I'm not going to, sit here and lie to you and say it's super inviting or anything. Not something super intense. It just smells kind of pleasant and nice. All right, we'll go right to the taste. Not much else to say about the aroma. Cheers. Not bad. Super light body for a pale ale. It is kind of what I expected it to be, although much like the aroma, it is fairly subdued in its flavor too. It's not big punching notes. I don't know when this was brewed. Is this just too old? No, this was brewed in December. So yeah, this was brewed in December. So it's pretty fresh. So this is very easy drinking. Calling it the kitchen party pale ale is actually kind of perfect in that sense, because it's something you don't really want to think about too much. It's fairly light in its flavors. You got some general bordering on nondescript, but I'll say tangerine-ish kind of citrus. The finish is kind of grapefruity and piney, very dry, and just makes you want to take another sip. And it's very simple, not complex or anything like that. It doesn't have to be North American Pale Ale. Generally, you're just giving yourself a bit more flavor than regular bog standard ale kind of thing. Little bit of caramel sweetness from the malt. And that's about it. Perfectly acceptable stuff. Pretty good. For the style, American Pale Ale, I definitely had way better. I'm not going to sit here and say it's shit or anything, because it's definitely not. It's perfectly acceptable, but it's kind of bare minimum, middle of the road as far as style goes. I'd say about a 6.5 is where I'm going to go with it. And I think I'm being a little generous there even. It kind of hits the notes, but it doesn't really do anything with them. As far as my own personal preference, this is good. It's fine. I mean, if I was at a kitchen party, quote unquote, or any sort of party, and I wanted a pale ale that I could drink all night, pretty much, I could probably go with this. If someone handed it to me, I would not turn it away. It's not actively bad or anything. It's just very kind of bland and easy to drink, and it's kind of a utility beer. Is sort of the way I put it. And it's a utility beer if you want something a little heftier than a lager. Instead of drinking your Nova Scotia, instead of drinking your Schooner or your Olin's Export Ale or whatever, have your Big Spruce instead. You get a little bit more flavor, a little bit more alcohol. Makes the party go a little better. Maybe. I'm going to throw 6. So 6.5 for style, 6 for personal preference. Big Spruce's Kitchen Party Pale Ale is fine. If you're looking to buy something, you want a 4-pack of something for a party, a kitchen party, then you might want to go with this. There you go. Thanks for watching, guys. Good to see you, Joe. And bye-bye.